asking questions, can you recap in the last 5 minutes because they had some difficulties. I'm just going back. Welcome to the webinar on ETL from openmentor.net. This is the agenda. The basics, just to recap for those people who joined late, we are talking about database basics. Record or a row contains fields or columns. Then table contains records. Database contains tables. Warehouse is a superset. Anyone who is coming to the data warehousing field, they need to understand what is a database, what is a table. Without that, there is no point in getting into the ETL space. So you need to have the fundamental stuff of select, insert, update, delete queries very clear in your mind, or at least you should not be allergic to those things, right? You can still learn. The entire ETL field revolves around data. Okay? DW, wherever we are using DW, it means data warehouse, and ETL means extract, transform, load. The next slide, this is where we left just before we recaptured. And some people are asking what's my name. My name is Nagarajan. I'm one of the mentors of openmentor.net. One of the ways that we contain webinars is an informal way, not too formal. Too formal things make people to move away from the system. So what we do is, as and when we talk, we have the liberty to type and then share this information over the weekend on YouTube also, so that you can view at any point of time and you can refer to your friends. Let us say some of the applications are HR management systems, CRM, accounts. If the company has got manufacturing, then planning, right? Then production. It may be an ERP. It's an entire ERP may be there. Some companies buy a single umbrella product like SAP or NetSuite, right? But some companies develop custom software. But that happens over a period of time. So 2 years back, they would have developed HR system. Now they are developing a CRM system. But the problem is they may be isolated in databases. So what happens is every application, when they need database, and if they are developed over a period of time, it may be fragmented. When the data becomes fragmented, that means it is scattered across so many databases. You have one database for HR, one for CRM, one for logistics. But the problem is, end of the day, CEO wants one single report. Hey, get me how many orders we closed this month from this territory. So they have to get the orders information from CRM, value from the accounting system, right? So the manager of that information department needs to run around to get that report, which is painful. So this is a problem. When the systems are developed over a period of time, they get fragmented, they get scattered, but when the senior management wants reports, that is where the problem starts. I'm moving on to the next slide. There is another place where it can happen. One company acquires another. This is key. You might have noticed, especially from 2009, post-recession, smaller companies acquired by bigger companies. Why? Because they don't want to recruit, they don't want to reinvent the wheel, and smaller companies may not be able to sustain. That's why they are selling themselves. That could happen. When companies are getting acquired, systems remain the same, right? Let us take a simple example. Again, these are all the public companies. You would have noticed acquisitions and mergers happening over a period of time. That's all public news. But you don't take all that information, replace the existing system of the acquired company, just kill that process. You will still retain it, right? Right. So the thing is, you cannot kill. The fundamental reason why interfaces are added. Interfaces are nothing but bridges, right? Bridges are added because you cannot kill a running system. If you kill the running system, what are you going to do with the data? You can just delete the files, all the program files. But what about the data? So you cannot kill a running system because it is processing the data. So what happens is more bridges, more interfaces. Isolated systems, more scattering of data. And when companies acquire each other, more information is processed. For example, a 10,000 member company is acquiring 500 member company. Now, total strength becomes 10,500, right? So more and more information you need to process. So, but somewhere, if I want to generate a report, I need to pull the data together, right? So if I need to pull the data together, that is exactly what is data warehousing and ETL. So in very, very simple terms, why do we need data warehousing is when you want to bring all the data together because of either mergers and acquisitions, because of scattered systems, because of bridging two systems by one interface. But at the end of the day, I want to generate reports. When you say information, I would say information is nothing but reports, charts, right? Some people are asking what kind of reports people, because we can generate a report using, there's already a question. I would suggest that people can still type their questions, but give me about 20-25 minutes so that I can finish my part, then I can start answering your questions, because sometimes the flow may be slightly distracted if I keep on getting questions right at the beginning of the webinar. Just to have a quick time check, last 15 minutes, did we learn at least one new thing in the last 15 minutes because of this webinar? If so, can you please raise your hands? Great. That's good. Because many times, tiny information people try to ignore. But the thing is, those are the building blocks, right? If we have a very good grip on those basic building blocks, you can do wonders. My mentor always says, before you go to differential equations like dy by dx or d square y by dx square, start understanding what is delta y by delta x. What is delta y by delta x? y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Fundamental principles. All right. So, going in the same way, Open Mentor tries to give information to you. Okay. Just since someone asked, can you give me a sample of this report? Let us assume a Salesforce system, a CRM report sample. Let me say, imagine that the managing director is asking, get me orders, right, that are above $1 million in value for last 6 months, right? In each country, assume a multinational company is having offices in all over the place. In each country where supplier does not have bankruptcy issues. This is one of the key criteria now, especially post-recession. Look at this statement. Get me the orders that are above 1 million in value for the last 6 months in each country where supplier does not have bankruptcy issues. If you dissect this, supplier related bankruptcy, it may be in a different database, right? Then order information may be in CRM. When you say in each country, don't assume that the whole data is stored in a single place. Let us take MasterCard or Visa card. Is every data stored in a single database in a single machine? Absolutely no. So what happens is, we are talking about databases spanning across countries. You will have one server for each country too. So I may have to pull data from various countries' databases for the same company with different supplier data, and then finally give him or her one report, maybe running for 2 to 3 pages. But to get 2 to 3 pages of this report, you may have to talk to so many databases and records to pull the data. This is what I mean by, this is also known as business intelligence or business analytics.